Welcome back to Scarlet Sprites, everybody. I'm just going to jump right into it today. If you're in the market for a new Sega Genesis controller, or Mega Drive for my non-North American friends, there really has never been a better time to be alive. A while back we got the wireless controller by Crix, who many of you know develops the awesome EverDrive flash carts for many of your favorite consoles. We have Retrobit pairing with Sega and making 6-button controllers with both original and USB ports. And then we have 8Bitdo and the M30 Bluetooth controller and an M30 2.4G controller. And then finally, the option I went with, 8Bitdo's wireless DIY kit for the original OEM controller. I'm always leaning more towards the purist side of things, and so the ability to use an original controller wirelessly was the strongest appealing option to me. I also have the Bluetooth DIY kits for my NES controllers, and I've been very happy with the experiences I've had with those, so I felt good about making this choice. Now, I've shown this before, I believe, but this is the DIY kit. They give you the screwdriver to open up the controller, a USB charging cable, the instructions, and of course, the wireless PCB board that you're going to install. There's also a really small plastic piece in the static bag that I initially missed. It helps if you look at the instructions. So this is pretty simple, really. You're just going to remove the screws on the back of your original 6-button controller. Well, I thought it was simple, but for whatever reason, neither of the included screwdrivers fit very well. Since I've had this kit for a while, this is possibly my fault. I may have switched the screwdrivers for the NES DIY kits. I'm not entirely sure, but in any event, I got my own screwdriver out and got the controller open. Pretty straightforward here. You're going to lift out the old PCB and replace it with the one from the kit. Just be certain that your rubber pads are all in place for the D-pad, start button, and 6 action buttons. There's also the mode button on top, which will undoubtedly fall out at some point during this process. It's helpful to have the mode button in place and then kind of angle the wireless PCB to go in underneath that first, and then lay the rest of it flat. Once that's in place, this is then when you are going to want to take that small plastic piece and attach it to the top of the new PCB. Now, I forgot to do this initially because I didn't see the piece in the bag, nor did I read the instructions. So once that's done though, you can put the back on the controller, tighten the screws up. As you might have expected, the only thing that looks different is the small hole where the controller's wire used to be. There's a small light in its place, as well as a micro USB connector for charging the wireless battery. And with that, I'll transition over to the receiver. This only arrived a day ago and is the missing piece I needed to get up and running. While 8Bitdo had been selling the controller PCB for a while, the receiver only recently hit the market. Of note, there are already 2 updates for the receiver, so make sure you head to 8Bitdo's website, grab the new firmware, and flash your device. Pairing is pretty easy. The receiver plugs right into your Genesis controller port. You simply power up and then press the pair button on the receiver, and at this point, press start on your Genesis controller to power it up. Blue LEDs will blink on both the controller and the receiver until they sync up. Once paired, both LEDs will remain solid blue. Alright, now that we got it all synced up, let's go ahead and try out some games. Yeah, so the D-pad doesn't work. The buttons work on the controller, including the start button. The D-pad is a no-go. Now, I've tried taking this thing apart. I've actually even had the PCB synced up without the shell. I've tried a different rubber pad on this. I've tried a pencil eraser. The D-pad just flat out does not work. I have paired the device with another Bluetooth receiver on the NES as well as on my Super NT. No go. In each case, the D-pad does not function on this DIY kit. The other interesting thing that happens with this controller is that I'm guessing it's losing sync with the receiver. That steady blue light that's on top of the controller turns to a blinking red, and I'm never able to get it back to the steady blue without shutting everything down for a couple minutes and then trying to resync the receiver with the controller again. So that's just kind of a mess. At first I thought that was the battery, but this thing has been plugged in for more than enough hours that it should be fully charged. So no idea what's going on with that either. So this is a real bummer. I really was excited to try this out, and yeah, it's just a no-go. Obviously we're completely off script now because I have nothing to work with or even continue reviewing. To 8Bitdo's credit, they did return an email of mine within 24 hours, but it was basically to say, here's another email that you should forward to. Typical support for 8Bitdo doesn't handle the DIY kits, and so I had to forward off the same email I wrote to another address. They didn't do that for me for whatever reason. And I think it's another lesson learned in that Amazon is not selling these DIY kits, so I can't just file a return and send this thing back and get another one. So I don't know what is going to come of this. I'll keep you guys posted in the comments and let you know. Hopefully customer service takes care of me, sends me a new kit, or just offers a refund. Damn it, I know I should have just stuck with the M30 controller. It looks really nice. I've seen a lot of great reviews. Ray Commend seems to really like his, and I just didn't want that. I wanted the original controller done wireless style, and now I guess I'm just gonna pay for it. So anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys have decided to roll with as far as your Genesis controller for the Mega SG or even your original console. Hopefully if you got a DIY kit, you had better luck than I did. But anyways, I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. Later, guys.